My parents always warned me not to look out the window at night, and now I understand why. Ever since I was a baby, they would tell me, "Don't look out the window at night." When I asked why, they'd just give a creepy smile and say nothing. As I grew older, I stopped questioning it, but never imagined the terrifying secret they were hiding. Everyone in my town followed this strange tradition, so I thought it was normal until I went to college and realized other kids didn't have this rule. During Christmas break, when I visited my parents, they reminded me again not to look out the window. I smiled and agreed, but curiosity got the better of me as soon as they left the room. Lying in the dark, I decided to finally see for myself. Just as I reached for the sheer white curtain, I hesitated, recalling a memory from when I was 12. My parents were talking in the kitchen while I was home with the flu. I overheard my mother crying, saying, "That poor little girl. I feel horrible for her family." My father comforted her silently. Later that day, he boarded up my windows, claiming it was for safety reasons. The next day, I learned a girl had been found dead, her window broken and curtains torn. Shaking off the memory, I reached for the curtain again, my gut twisting with fear. Just then, a painful howl came from the forest, making me flinch back and decide to try to sleep instead. But sleep was elusive, as every night in my hometown was filled with the howls of coyotes, or so I thought. The next night, I woke up in a cold sweat at midnight, disturbed by a low growling sound outside my window. Determined, I yanked the curtain back hard, almost tearing it from the rod. Flattening myself against the wall, I peeked out the window, regretting it instantly as I heard claws clacking up the house. I stumbled back, heart pounding, as a horrifying creature appeared, its hollow eyes oozing black tar, lips pulled into a gruesome grin with blood-stained, razor-sharp teeth. Frozen in terror, I watched it pound on the glass with its front limbs. My parents burst into the room, my father wielding a shotgun. He yanked me away from the window and fired at the creature, which scrambled away, leaving the window shattered. "Damn it, son, it was a simple task. Just don't look out the window. How hard is that?" he shouted. I sat on the floor, unable to process what I had seen. My mother, teary-eyed, asked if everyone was all right. "Yeah, we're fine. We still gotta get that creepy effing monster though. Nathan, get up. We got some work to do," my dad said, handing me the shotgun. He went to the basement, returning with a machete and a spray bottle, which he used to coat the blade. As he waited by the front door, I asked, "Dad, what are you doing?" But he hushed me. Suddenly, loud banging and howling erupted at the front door. The screen door was ripped away, and the wood of the interior door began to splinter. My dad glared at me. "Nathan, now is not the time for this. Point the goddamn gun and get ready to shoot." The creature burst through the door, and I fired in a panic. My dad brought the machete down on its head, silencing the howling. My mom rushed to cover the damaged door with a tarp. "Honey, are you okay?" she asked, kissing my cheeks and making sure I was still there. She did the same for my dad. "We're okay. Both of you, get in the basement. I gotta clean this up," he said. Confused and traumatized, I asked, "Basement? Why the basement?" But my mom just pulled me along. We sat in the basement for what felt like hours before my dad joined us, exhausted. In the silence that followed, I finally managed to ask, "Dad, what was that thing?" He looked at me with dark eyes and said, "Where do you think that howling came from?"